thought this was our turn. Not yet. So it's June, what, 15th? What am I saying? Scratch that. So it's March 15th, and we live in Ohio, and we're used to pretty cool weather. It is 80 degrees here today. And so we decided, you know what, let's just go for me and Ethan, let's just go for a walk. We'll get us something to eat, bring it home, the leftovers home, and it was 80 degrees. We drove over to Port Clinton, Ohio, and it dropped to 56. It was 54 just a moment ago. Well, glad I brought my sweatshirt. I still can't believe that it was 80 degrees. We traveled here to this town, it's by the lake, and it dropped 26 degrees now from what it was. I've been here like one time maybe. Well, I've been here a couple times. Come to the beach one time over here. This is East Harbor State Park, Port Clinton, Ohio. I guess it's Port Clinton or Catawba or whatever they call it. Ooh, look at that, a big giant nest over there. So we're gonna get out and walk. We are on the water though, so that's why it's, I guess, colder. Just can't believe it's that much colder. 53 now, so 27 degrees down. Crazy. We've reached the beach. And remember I said it was 80 degrees at home. And then we traveled over here to Port Clinton, Ohio. You can see Perry's Monument out there. Out on Put-in-Bay. South Bass Island. And then we got here and it was, what was it, 56? 54 and then it's 56.
Yeah.
Now it's 45. 80 to 45. And we had not traveled that far. Let's go for a little walk. If we get froze out, we'll go eat pizza. I don't want to fill my shoes with sand. But I'm going to, I guess. We were here when one of Brady's birthdays, when he turned like 7 or 8, 10.
Yeah.
We came out here, and I think the water, it came up to here, didn't it? This beach was not that big.
I remember being here and there being like
Just a little bit of
only a little bit of sand. The water must have been real high.
So this, I would assume, let's see how muddy this is. That's not bad.
Smell it.
Look how far out it goes. When I think of Lake Erie, I don't always think of beaches. I really don't. I mean, I've grown up around Lake Erie. I don't think about going to the beach. There's one at Cedar Point we've been to, but still don't feel like, I mean, I don't know. It's just not like the Gulf or the ocean. The Gulf of America, you got it right.
Yeah.
See how far we can walk out here. This is pretty neat. Yeah, I wanted to enjoy this 80 degrees because it's really only going to be 80 today, and then it drops back. It's still going to be nice tomorrow, but there's going to be some wind and thunderstorms and rain. Oh, look at this fish up here. And so I said, let's go to
That's dinner tonight.
There we go. I'll send that to Lincoln and say, hey, buddy, we found dinner.
Poor guy. His eyes are gone. I wonder if he got it. I wonder if they got it or not. Should I pick it up and find out?
No. It's weird because like we're walking where there's usually water. What?
Animal could have ate the insides of them.
It probably did.
I don't know. Do animals eat the inside? And
Sure.
The outside of the chicken? I mean, a chicken.
Fish? Look, there's
fish.
another one. Ugh. That's pretty far. Parking lot's over there, and it's not usually like this. At least I've only been here a couple times, so maybe it is. How far do you think you could? Well, you could see you could walk to where those birds are at, and then after that, the water must get deep. Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe you could walk on one of the rocks. I don't know.
Maybe,
up
but
to your ankles.
yeah. I don't know how far that is.
Maybe up
That's very
to your
shallow
knees.
there. Are you getting chilly?
No, I'm fine. But these are footprints here. That's dog. That's probably dogs.
What about these? Like, what is this just for the water? Like the waves of the water?
I don't know. I've been on beaches and I've seen. I guess it's the
Somebody
waves.
watching's
Maybe
probably
the
like, of
waves,
course that's what that is.
It's gotta be. I mean, it's
What
not like
else would it
somebody
be?
Come here and was like raking, or you done good. You got all the leaves. Remember?
Oh yeah, it's from Cars 2.
Where they had those lines on. I don't even on the ground. You know what I mean?
Now we're at the beach,
Somebody. It's got to be the waves.
and we haven't really announced this, but hopefully over the next series of days, we're going to be headed to a little warmer climate that has lots of beaches. I'm not sure if we're going to go to the beach. Ethan, where are we going, bud?
We're going to Florida.
We are going to go to Florida in just a few days. Usually, if you watch this channel, we go just about every spring break.
Yeah.
But we did not go in 2024 at all.
Of course, the year before that, we did go 3 weeks.
Yes.
There was a lot of videos out of that. Like, over 40 videos or something came out of that trip.
Yeah, 2023, we were there, had to help some family with some issues and working through a few things. And so we were there actually for 3 weeks. And so last year we opted not to go to Florida. It's like one of the only spring breaks we have not went to Florida, probably like maybe only 2 or 3 times in the last like 15 years.
Yeah.
My parents are snowbirds. They live in Ohio in the summer, but really from late September, early October to almost May, they're in Florida. And so we said we need to go. We didn't go last year. It's kind of a mistake. We should have went. Gonna go in just a few days. Don't have a lot of plans. You know, usually sometimes we'll do like a Disney, or we'll do this, that, and the other. And we, as of right now, don't plan any of that. Definitely not Disney for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't.
Stinks being right there and not being able to go, but you know what?
Yeah.
It's expensive. You can't do it every year.
We'd like to plan a big Disney trip again. Lincoln's getting older, hopefully within the next year to 2 years. But it will not be this spring break. But it's nice to get out of the house.
It sure is.
Especially,
nice day today,
yeah.
even though the temperature kind of went down, at least over here, but in, were we at Catawba or Port Clinton?
Yeah, I think so. I think,
like that?
yeah. But it doesn't feel 45.
It doesn't.
Sun is out. So excited for Florida in just a few days if you watch this channel. Also excited that over the last, week? A little over a week, we've added like 50 subscribers, which is huge for us.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We put out a video of Lincoln reacting to John Cena's heel turn. If you're a wrestling fan, you know what that means. John Cena, a good guy for all these years, turned a bad guy. And he watched it live, and we recorded it. And as of this recording, we're now officially over 6,000 views on that.
It's crazy.
So I assume that's for the uptick of...
Have we ever had a video that has went up that quickly?
No. We only have a couple videos that are at the 6,000 mark.
That's
and
true.
It's taken... the one I'm thinking of, it's taken about 5 years to get there. So that's pretty cool. So if you're watching this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're trying to at least hit that 1,000 mark. Maybe in the next month or so. I didn't think that was
the rate we're at right now.
Yeah.
The rate our subscribers are going up.
As of this recording, I think we're like at 906. So if you check out, see how many subscribers we have, and you haven't subscribed, do it.
Yeah, why not?
Look at this, like a little teepee. It really is nice. And I mentioned before, look at this. Where we at? There it is. That's Perry's Monument on South Bass Island, Put-in Bay. I've been to the top of that. You been to the top of that?
I have been.
Yeah, it was closed for a long time for repairs. There was an earthquake a couple years ago, yeah, and they had to do some repairs. Well, it's been, I don't think we felt the earthquake, but it did some damage.
Oh, I didn't know there was earthquakes anywhere near here.
Yeah, nothing to really matter. But evidently it did because it did some damage there. I believe that's the story. I believe that's it. All right. Nobody that direction. Only a few people ahead. It's a nice beach. And the sand right now is very flat and hard. So it's just kind of like walking in a little bit of dirt.
Right.
You're not getting buried with your feet. There's a little like block pier area. I didn't know you could walk out on it. There are some people out there walking. If we can, we might do it. We'll see. I'm not going to go climb over a fence or something, but we'll see. There's the pier. That's what I call it. Goes out into the water. I don't know if that has a different name for it. There's some. I feel like I can already see some signs. I don't know. We'll see. There is like a fence on it though, so maybe you can walk on it. Right. So far, I don't see any signs that say like, "Don't stay off the rocks" or "Don't walk on the rocks." I don't know if there's a little sidewalk up there. These people are walking, not like they're jumping from rock to rock. We'll see. Oh, there's a little path here, Ethan. Love it. I didn't know this. Yeah, it goes all the way back. Let's walk out. If you're up for it. There is a couple of people out here. Why not? There's one of these over at Cedar Point Beach. Never really see anybody else out on it. I always assumed you couldn't go out on it. And maybe you can, but this one, I didn't want to just climb a bunch of rocks. But there's a good path. Out into Lake Erie. So we're going out here into the lake now. We just passed a couple, friendly. Ethan thought they might be a street gang. That's what I said. They were really friendly, older couple. Now speaking of water, we should talk about it. We shouldn't even mention this. Put this out there. This summer, if you watch this channel, we always do like a 2-week, what Ethan dubbed a mega vacation over 10 years ago.
I dubbed that?
You did. Mega vacation.
I thought that was you.
Well, maybe we come up with it together. First time we did a mega vacation, it's back in 2020 or 2015. What is a mega vacation? It's just 2 weeks.
2-week vacation.
That's the first time we ever went on a 2-week vacation
Right.
as adults, Carrie and I and the boys, and we went to California in 15.
Yeah.
And kind of thought like that would be it. Like maybe this is like a one-time thing, mega vacation, 2 weeks. Went to Vegas and California, and then took the Amtrak home. And then 2 years later, we did it again. Do you remember where we went in 2017?
Colorado.
We did.
We were like, weren't you and Mom going into it like, what are we going to do for 2 weeks in Colorado?
Yeah.
And we had a few things on our agenda, but like, how much is there to do? And there's just so much to do.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do.
I didn't go into it. I wasn't sure. I kind of had
It
it.
was Mom that told me that.
Yeah, I had it planned out, and Mom afterwards she said, "How in the world?" I thought, "How are we going to spend 2 weeks in Colorado?" And Colorado is probably one of our favorite places. It is one of our favorite. And then we talked about going to Seattle and Oregon in 2018.
We've been talking about that for
We
a
have
long time.
forever. Kind of honestly, as far as the continental United States, that's all we have left.
That is it.
At least for Carrie and I and the two older boys. But I couldn't get any good deals, no cheap rates. We used a lot of hotel points. Couldn't do that in 2018. So we opted to go to Florida. And we go to Florida all the time, but we wanted to go to some parts of Florida we've never been to, and we did. And we had fun. And then 2019.
That was our first time at Universal Studios.
Yeah, in 2018.
You'd been as a kid, but for the rest of the family, we had never been. And, it was a lot of fun.
2019, I didn't even try for Washington, Oregon. We started saying, let's go to New England. We had been to New England for a short time, 7-8 years before that. I said, let's go back. We had it booked. The entire thing was booked. And then Mama found out she's pregnant with Lincoln. So we canceled and decided to go to Florida during her maternity leave back in the fall. 2020, we did it again. We booked New England all over again, only for everything to happen in 2020. The world to shut down. Yeah.
Everything.
Yep. So we canceled that trip and went to Florida again. Florida's always the standby. That was in 18, 19, and 20, 2 weeks each year. 21, things were opening up. We said there's no more. Couldn't go to New England because nothing still was open. So we went to
the West Coast.
Yeah.
Mask mandates.
So we went to Texas, 2021 for 2 weeks. Dallas, Houston, San Antonio.
On the entire trip, like at home, masks were still mandated until about June.
Yeah.
Of when we left, it was like while we were gone, the first few days before we came back, they said masks are not required anymore in public, and that was great. In Texas, we never wore a mask one time. The only time I had to wear a mask was at our one of our last nights on the way home, we stopped at a hotel in Arkansas.
Yeah. That was it. That was in
And I had to
2021.
wear a mask to go and get breakfast from the counter. That was it.
Yeah,
It's like the whole trip without one. The things you get excited about
that's right.
when you were forced to wear a mask, that was rough. I hate that.
We'll take a break from our storytelling. We're at the end of this pier. It says number 1 on it. That's Put Bay area, I guess, over there. That is Put Bay, that direction. Kelly's Island out there, Ethan.
Oh yeah.
Kelly's Island.
We've been there
One time.
Yeah.
And I was surprised how big it was compared to Put Bay. It's a lot bigger. That would be out, I guess that'd be like Marblehead. You see the lighthouse anywhere? Could be on the other side. Could be, or maybe I'm totally wrong on my directions. So that was in 21, 22, things were more open, and we did a Route 66 trip to California, stopping in Vegas,
Yeah.
going to AEW pay-per-view in Vegas, spending some
That
time
was
there,
awesome. That was awesome.
then spending time in Los Angeles, and then going down to Phoenix, a place that we really ended up liking.
We've never been before.
It's very hot.
Very hot.
Like 112.
Places we've never been.
Yeah.
Like the zoo, we were gonna take a look into the zoo, right?
Yeah.
But it was like it had weird hours because of the heat. It opened at what, like real early in the morning?
Like the zoo opened like 6 a.m. till 10 a.m., then closed, and you could come back from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah.
because it was too hot for the people and for the animals. And
Yeah.
and
It was
then
hot, but very, very cool.
we swung back up through Utah, went to Monument Valley, spent the night. Probably one of my favorite places we ever stayed ever, probably.
Oh yeah.
And then finished in Colorado. In 23, I said, okay, we talked about this Washington, Oregon trip. We've talked about it so much. Let's do it. We started planning it. And I said, okay, on the way there, I want to stop at Yellowstone. I want to go to Grand Teton. I want to go here. I had never really been to Idaho, Montana. And we started realizing, wait a minute. If we want to do all that, we can't go all the way to Seattle. We could, but we wouldn't be able to really spend time in Seattle and also get to see those national parks. Right. So that year, we went to Yellowstone, Grand Teton, went to Idaho, went to Salt Lake City. Preston, Idaho to the we stood on the sat on the porch or stood in front of the porch of the Napoleon Dynamite house from the movie. Yeah. Finished up in Colorado, went to tons of national parks, and then last year we mentioned New England again. We still haven't done it. We mentioned Seattle, Washington, or Seattle and Oregon, or Washington, Oregon, and then we started talking about Disney. And we realized we've really never been to Disneyland. Yeah. Other than we've been to California Adventure.
Way back 2015, Mega Vacation #1.
Yeah.
Original one. We went to California Adventure for the day. But we had never stepped foot inside of Disneyland except you and Mom way back before me and my brothers were born.
Yeah.
You guys went into Disneyland, took some pictures, had some other plans that day. I'd already been to California Adventure. You know. We
literally had free tickets. We had free tickets to Disneyland and California Adventure. We spent the day at California Adventure and literally walked in to Disneyland, took a couple photos, and then left, which was insane just to think about that we did that. But we didn't know we were getting free tickets until we showed up. That was a long story. So this past summer, 2024, we went back to Disneyland. Right. Of course, spent time in Vegas again. We went a different route. We did not go Route 66. We went up through Colorado and Iowa, Nebraska. Spent time in Utah again. Went to Bryce Canyon National Park. Then into Vegas. Then into LA. Then up to, not quite Northern California, but went up to Yosemite. Back down to Los Angeles. And then we Route 66 home. Route 66 west to east for the first time. So, this summer, we're planning again. What have we mentioned? New England.
Yeah.
And Washington, Oregon.
Right.
Which one of those will we choose? Well, I've pretty much already booked one of those, and I'm not going to say which one, but it's one of those two. However, it could change because I'm not 100% set on it, and I don't have We get a lot of hotel points and such. I don't have as many this year. They've changed the point system. Of course, just like anything else, everything goes up. Hotel prices are higher. Can't get as many hotel nights off the points that we have. So we'll see. But we're gonna go to one of those two.
Yep.
But which one will it be? It's beautiful out here.
Sure is.
Seen a lot of geese. We got something else to look at right here. He's talking to me. Oh. Couple deer. What do deers? What's the noise deer make? Boy, you can tell they're here in this park because they are not scared. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddies.
What sound does it do?
I don't know. Hey, deer call. I don't know. We left the state park, went to Walmart. 74 now. Literally, we're 1 mile away, and it was 46 degrees. Maybe a mile and a half. Crazy. It's a lake.